everyone, and welcome to STEAM Challenge Accepted. I'm Miss Callie from the King Township Public Library, and today we're going to be painting. So there's lots of different ways to paint. I'm sure you guys have painted before, but let's try some hopefully new ideas and see how well those work. I hope you guys have fun, and let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with our string art. So what you're going to want is some canvas or some paper, length of string. Mine might be a little bit short. I might need a longer length. Some paint, paper plate, and then a Kleenex box or something similar. And you're going to want probably 2 pieces of your cardstock or paper or a piece of cardboard. So the first thing we're going to do is put paint on our paper plate and a ring around it. Oh, and you're also going to want a popsicle stick. Forgot that one. You want to make sure that your circles, your bits of paint do connect. You can do as many colors as you'd like. You can do different patterns. It's all about what you want to do. And then I think this is too short, so we want it to be able to go around the plate and then have a bit extra for us to hold on to. So I'm just going to cut another length of string. Now you don't have to use string, you can use yarn or kind of anything you've got that would be similar. And it'll actually create a different effect. So it's this nice long piece and you're just going to put it in. Go, that's in the paint. Now you're going to use your popsicle stick to really make sure that it's all wet. Now because what we're about to do, I'm not too worried about color mixing. I just went through the yellow first. I'm okay with then doing the blue, red. Just making sure that this whole string is very wet with paint. Really don't want any of the bit on the paper plate to be dry. Okay, so now I'm going to gently move that aside and get my first canvas here. And now I've got lots of extra string. I'm going to be very careful to pull this out. As you can see, it's all very colorful, following that pattern. And now I'm going to put it on my canvas. You can do loops or curls or whatever you want. Mine ended up there because I did a lot of loops, but you can end it wherever you'd like. And then you're going to put your other canvas, piece of paper, or cardboard over top. And push down. Got my Kleenex box on top. It's an extra little bit of weight. And then you take the string from where it's sticking at the bottom and you're just going to pull very gently out. Okay, there we go. The string has changed colors. I've got some orange and it looks like some purple and green. And now let's see what our art looks like. And there we go. They're kind of mirror images of each other because they were on top of each other. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. Like I said, play around with different thicknesses of string, yarn, whatever. See how that affects and do different colors. And I hope you guys have fun. All right, so now we're going to do the tape resistant art. So I've got a piece of canvas here. If you don't have canvas, you can use cardstock or thicker paper, just so that when you pull the tape off, it's okay. And I've got some old newspaper here to protect the tape on. Paintbrush, cup of water, all the good stuff. Now you can, if you have painter's tape, you can use it. It'll probably work a little bit better, but I've got masking tape, so I'm going to use it. I'm just going to put the tape in a kind of crisscrossing pattern, however you'd like, across the canvas. you want to get your paint. Use a paper plate. And now we'll get painting. So you just want to paint your whole thing however you'd like. You can use as many colors as you'd like. You probably want at least 2, but it's your art. Do what you'd like. Okay, there we go. So now we're just gonna let that dry a little bit and we will come back to it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is our salad spinner art. So you're gonna need your salad spinner. So you're going to need your salad spinner and some paper. And I am going to trace the bottom of my bowl on some paper to get it nice and round to fit the bottom. I'm just going to use old scraps of paper just to test out which designs I like best. Go. Grab my scissors and cut this out. Now I've stacked a couple of sheets of paper together just to make this a little bit quicker. Put my first one in the bottom. There we go. And I'll put that in the bowl. So now we are going to place some paint. I'm gonna try some red. And if you're using acrylic paint, this should wash off from your salad spinner, no problem. But if you're using a different cake, I would just suggest trying that out first. So I've got my design. I'll put our lid on and spin. Okay. And so with my spinner, it all kind of went to the one side. And we've still got that X. So let's take this one out. And we'll try another one. This time I'm going to do some dots and see how that works. Okay, again we're going to put the lid on and spin. Okay, so my spinner seems like it might be a little bit off center, or maybe my paper is off center in the spinner, because as you can see, same as, whoops, folded in half here. With this one, all the paint went to more so one side, and there wasn't a lot of paint mixing, but maybe your spinner will be a little bit more balanced, and I still think this is really cool, and you can even like hole punch or poke a hole in the top and use it as decoration or something, and I would love to see your art, so make sure you send it to us. Alright, so this art is where we're going to be painting our hands and using handprints. So to start, I've got my paint from the tape resistant art. Clean off the brush, and I'm going to be painting my hand blue. So it looks like blue. I'm gonna make sure that you get it everywhere. This is kind of a cool feeling. Great for little ones. Just wanna make sure you're wearing old clothes so that way you don't get any paint on yourself. Okay, so once you've got your hand, I'm going to turn the paper this way. We're going to try to make 3 hand prints in a kind of fan pattern. You can do more than 3, but my hand is pretty big, so I'm just going to be able to fit 3 here. Now I'm going to wipe off my hand so I can get painting. Okay, so now we are going to turn this into a peacock. So now we are going to do the body, and I'm going to do a red body. I'm going to kind of do it as a triangle. You can do it more rounded if you'd like, and then make sure there's a head kind of sticking out. You can add some, I've got a big paintbrush, it's hard to add the frilly bits on top of its head. There's those, and legs. I am not an artist by any means, but we'll try. So now I'm going to take a different color, and I'm going to do some dots to be the polka dots on the peacock's tail. And the other thing you can do is paint your fingerprint on those bits. You can switch colors, you can do different colored dots. Here, and there we go. That is our peacock. You can use dark or lighter blue if you'd like. Completely up to you. Okay, so let's do our next animal. So for this one, if you've got gray or light blue, it would be best. And I've actually got silver, so I'm going to use silver for this one. Clean off my paintbrush. Make quite as much as you did before because you're just doing the one. And there we go. Again, I'm gonna wipe off my hand. And I've tried not to smear too much. With the peacock, it didn't matter because we were doing the overlapping. So now we are going to take some more of that color and just fill in those spots that our hand didn't quite fill in. Now let's turn this around. Look at it this way. Okay, so now you're going to want a darker color than the silver or the gray or light blue, whatever you're using. Ideally, you would mix it with a little bit of black, and that would help. I don't have any black, so we're going to try to mix it with a little bit of brown. See how that goes. Just want a little bit of color differentiation here. You see if you can figure out what animal we're doing. Okay, so now we are going to paint an ear. Again, this would be better if you had a smaller paintbrush. Unfortunately, I don't. We're going to do an eye. I don't know if you figured it out yet, but we're going to do some lines here in the trunk. And then you can do this with the darker color or with the lighter color. We're going to do a tail. And we have made an elephant. I hope yours looks a little bit more like an elephant than mine does. But yeah, there we go. It's a very, very shiny elephant. Feel free to share your art with us. But before we go, let's take a look at our tape resistant art. So this has had some time to dry, but it's not fully dry. So we're gonna peel off the paint and see what it looks like. And here we are. And you can clean up the edges if you'd like. You can see that in the blue, I went different directions. In the kind of purple that I made, I went the same direction. Or in the orange, I went super thick, so you can't really tell at all. So it's different painting techniques, what you prefer. If you'd like to go back in, you can clean up those edges. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And like I said, don't forget to share your art with us. Send it to us at info@kinglibrary.ca or tag us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We would love to see what you create. And don't forget to come back for more summer reading club programs. by going, you can find out more about that by going to kinglibrary.ca/src.